We are Gen Z, and we will not tolerate this nonsense. Imagine saying this at a sensitive checkpoint in Ladakh, while security restrictions are in place. A video showing a female tourist arguing with security personnel at the Minimart checkpoint in the Kargil region of Ladakh has gone viral across social media. The woman questioned why tourists were being stopped while other vehicles were being allowed to pass. She reportedly complained about waiting for hours. And then came the line that turned this incident into a national debate. We are Gen Z. But here's the bigger question. Was this simply a frustrated tourist demanding answers? Or did the situation cross the line into disrespecting security procedures? And most importantly, what actually happened at Minimart? Welcome back to Charcha Junction, where we don't just follow viral videos, we try to understand the story behind them. Let's break this entire controversy down. The incident took place at the Minimart checkpoint in the Kargil region of Ladakh. A video circulating on social media shows a female tourist confronting security personnel over restrictions on vehicle movement. According to reports, tourists had been waiting for a significant amount of time because traffic movement had been temporarily restricted. The woman questioned the authorities about the road closure and why certain vehicles were being allowed to move while tourists were being asked to wait. During the confrontation, she reportedly identified herself as Gen Z and said that her generation would not tolerate what she considered unfair treatment. The video quickly spread across social media. And once the clip went viral, the story stopped being just about a traffic delay. It became a debate about Gen Z, entitlement, tourism, authority, and respect for security procedures. Now, this is where things become important. A lot of social media posts have described the incident as a confrontation between a tourist and the Indian Army. But according to reporting citing an Army clarification, the checkpoint was a police checkpost and the confrontation was not with Army personnel. That distinction matters. Because a viral video can create a particular impression, but the complete context may be different. The location was in a sensitive region of Ladakh, where movement can be restricted for security, weather, road, or operational reasons. So while the woman was visibly arguing with security personnel in the video, we should be careful about saying she fought with the army. A more accurate description would be: a tourist confronted security personnel at a police checkpoint in the Kargil region. This is exactly why verifying viral claims is important before sharing them. So why were tourists being stopped? According to reports, the traffic restriction was connected with the movement of senior defense leadership during the period of Kargil Vijay Diwas commemorations. Reports said that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and Army Chief General Dheeraj Seth were traveling through the region. The movement of senior officials in a sensitive border area can involve temporary traffic restrictions. And this is where we need to understand something. A tourist may see a roadblock and think, why are we being stopped? We have been waiting for hours. But security personnel may be working with information that ordinary travelers simply don't have. That doesn't mean every restriction should automatically be accepted without question. But it does mean that security decisions in sensitive areas cannot always be judged from the perspective of a person standing at a checkpoint. So why were tourists being stopped? According to reports, the traffic restriction was connected with the movement of senior defense leadership during the period of Kargil Vijay Diwas commemorations. Reports said that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and Army Chief General Dheeraj Seth were traveling through the region. The movement of senior officials in a sensitive border area can involve temporary traffic restrictions. And this is where we need to understand something. A tourist may see a roadblock and think, why are we being stopped? We have been waiting for hours. But security personnel may be working with information that ordinary travelers simply don't have. That doesn't mean every restriction should automatically be accepted without question. But it does mean that security decisions in sensitive areas cannot always be judged from the perspective of a person standing at a checkpoint. Another major point being discussed online is the amount of time tourists allegedly spent waiting. The woman reportedly complained that travelers have been waiting for hours. Some reports have described the delay as around 5 hours, although the exact duration should be treated cautiously because there does not appear to be an independently verified official timeline confirming every detail. And honestly, imagine traveling through Ladakh and suddenly being stopped for hours. You are tired. You may have limited food or water. You may have planned your entire day's journey around a particular route. So frustration is understandable. But frustration and confrontation are two different things. You can be angry. You can question the authorities. You can even file a complaint later. But when you're in a серситив location, the safest approach is to understand the situation before escalating it. Reports also say that the woman staged a protest, or dharna, at the location. The situation reportedly attracted attention from other tourists as well. This is where the incident became bigger than an argument between one tourist and security personnel. Because when a crowd gathers around a security checkpoint, the situation can become difficult to manage. There are other travelers. There are vehicles waiting. There are security requirements. And there may be operational movements taking place. According to reports, local officials eventually intervened. However, some claims circulating online, including claims about exactly what vehicles were blocked and what happened afterward, are not independently confirmed through official statements. So Charcha Junction's position should be simple. Don't turn every social media claim into a fact. The controversy also attracted political attention. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah reacted to the viral video. He criticized the use of Gen Z in this kind of confrontation, comparing it to the attitude behind the familiar phrase, "Do you know who my father is?" His broader point was that using identity or status as leverage during a confrontation can create a sense of entitlement. His comments added another dimension to the debate. Is Gen Z becoming an identity that some people use to justify challenging authority? Or is the criticism itself unfairly stereotyping an entire generation based on one viral incident? That's an important distinction. Because one person's behavior cannot represent millions of young Indians. And this is where the story becomes much bigger than Ladakh. There are two completely different ideas being discussed here. One is accountability. The other is entitlement. Accountability means, explain the rule. Tell us why this restriction exists. Treat citizens respectfully. That's healthy. But entitlement sounds like, I should be allowed through because I don't accept your authority. That's very different. And perhaps the biggest lesson from this incident is that questioning authority and disrespecting authority are not the same thing. A democracy needs citizens who ask questions. But a democracy also needs citizens who understand that rules exist for reasons. Especially in sensitive areas. There is another important factor here. Social media. Without social media, this might have remained a disagreement at a checkpoint. But one short video can now reach millions of people within hours. And once a clip goes viral, people often see only the most dramatic few seconds. They don't necessarily see what happened before the recording, what instructions were given, what was the actual reason for the restriction, how long did people really wait, what happened after the video ended. And that's dangerous. Because a viral video can be real while the narrative surrounding it is incomplete. This is why whenever you see a controversial clip online, ask, what is the full context? So, what should we actually take away from the Minimarg incident? First, don't judge an entire generation by one person's behavior. Gen Z includes millions of young Indians with completely different personalities, opinions, and values. Second, questioning authority is not wrong. But the manner in which you question authority matters. Third, sensitive locations require extra caution. Ladakh isn't just a tourist destination. Parts of the region are strategically and geographically sensitive. Fourth, don't blindly believe viral captions. The claim that this was simply a woman fighting with the army leaves out an important clarification. Reporting citing the army says the confrontation took place at a police checkpoint. And finally, don't let a viral moment replace facts. Because once the internet decides who is the hero and who is the villain, the actual story can disappear. And now I want to leave you with one question. If a citizen believes a government or security restriction is unfair, should they have the freedom to publicly challenge it, even in a sensitive area? Or should there be a limit to how and where that protest is carried out? And when someone says, "We are Gen Z, and we won't tolerate this," is that a symbol of a generation that is more willing to question authority? Or can it sometimes become a new form of entitlement? What do you think? Tell me your opinion in the comments. And remember, don't just watch the viral clip. Understand the story behind it. This is Cha Cha Junction, where every viral story deserves a deeper conversation. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Cha Cha Junction. I'll see you in the next one.